video on getting unstuck and getting your mojo back. And really there is nothing more life draining than having the feeling of being stuck, or maybe you're in a moment where you feel like all your creativity has left the building and you're really wondering how to get it back or how to get from where you are to where you want to go. So one of the things that I have really noticed about being stuck, and people that I work with and clients I work with when they are stuck, is that they feel like the power is outside of them. So often what we do is when we feel stuck, we feel like that we are stuck because of external circumstances, people, situations, or possible beliefs. And so we blame our situations or on what we can or can't do on the fact of these external circumstances. Now, one of the things that happens when we give our power out to other people, other situations, is that we literally feel exhausted. We have our energy drained out of us. We blame all sorts of different circumstances on why we can't move forward from where we are, why we can't have more money in the bank, why we can't make a new series of beautiful images, or why we can't move to another country, or absolutely anything that we want to do. We tend to feel like we're trapped by our external circumstances. And this is really life draining. So what I'm going to do is invite you and ask you a question. Now, this is something that people don't get particularly excited about, or it's not like a beautiful, sparkly gold dust word or action that most people want to really know about, but I love it. It's a responsibility, good old fashioned responsibility. Now, often what we do is when we're blaming and shaming is we are not taking responsibility for any part of the situation, and we're not also seeing that responsibility, first of all, do we actually have any responsibility in the situation that's currently keeping us stuck? And what would happen if we took responsibility? Now, what happens when we start to take responsibility for our situation is that the power comes to us. So instead of feeling disempowered and we don't know what to do and we can't do, it's out of our hands, all those sorts of things, the power comes back to you. And so I like to think of responsibility as sort of a superpower with a beautiful flying pink cape that really brings that power back into you, and it allows you to move forward and get unstuck. So, my loves, and once you take responsibility for the situation, you can then start to do other things. So you can start to make decisions, see what's true, really get some further information on how to move forward. So here are some tips for you if you are feeling stuck, if you feel like you've lost your power, you lost your mojo, you want to get it back. Here are some tips on where to start. Number one, who or what are you blaming or assigning blame to for your current situation? So if you want to do this, you can just pause the video and go through these questions, but it's really important to see what you're giving the blame to, or who has the power over your current situation. The next thing to do is, how does it keep you stuck or impact your life? So see what it's actually doing. See what this staying stuck is doing for you, and look at all different areas of your life. Look at your love life and your creativity and your career and your bank balance and all of the other things that are really important to you in the world. What is the truth? Now, the very first thing when it comes to responsibility is to say, it's not my responsibility, it's theirs. They did it, it's their fault, or the situation's fault. But what I'm going to invite you to do is to stick with it, stay with it, sit with it for a little bit longer and say, what can I take responsibility for? And so all of a sudden, if you take responsibility for something, then it allows you to start taking action and making decisions which will free you up, get you moving. What is your part in this? So this is something that's really, really interesting, is to find out, first of all, what part are you responsible for in this situation? It could be simply that you're responsible for not taking responsibility, or that you've given the power away to somebody else, or you can do something to move forward. Okay, so my question then to you is, what can you take responsibility for today? Now, it could be something very simple, like you're blaming that you're not doing exercise because the gym's too far away, or you're coming up with a reason why you can't get a better job, blaming the fact where you live, or something similar to this. How can you get the responsibility back? What do you need to take responsibility of? What's the decision you need to make? So once you've got your responsibility back, what's the decision that you need to make that will move you forward? And then what is one step or action you can take in this new direction? Now remember, the action is key. So once you have discovered what's holding you where you are, and you have then decided to take responsibility for the part that you can, and then the key is to make a decision, and then the action. The action is where the magic is. The action is where the opportunity is. Action is where the transformation is. Action is where the change is. So you'll want to take some action at the end of this small exercise. So just remember, responsibility is one of those old ones like patience that are sort of sold to us as really boring attributes to have, but actually they're very, very powerful. They give you your power back. So my loves, I hope this little video helps you. I'm wishing you a beautiful day, and I would love to hear what you are taking responsibility of and what could move you from where you are right now. Sending you love